Hello and welcome back to Medium Rare. My name is Rag Reynolds and today we have 4 stories to talk about, but before we get into those I do want to encourage you to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and also check out my Patreon if you want to support the channel because my videos do often get demonetized. Link to all of those things are in the description down below. And we're going to start out on quite a light note today because we have a couple of depressing and not very nice stories to talk about later on. And so the first thing we're talking about is Mr. Beast. And now what Mr. Beast's being talked about right now for is this whole initiative he started up. He has put out a video called Planting 20 Million Trees, and basically he has started up this whole project where he's taken donations. He's got a whole company, teamtrees.org. People are paying donations to get trees planted. So $1 is 1 tree planted, and they have an ambition to save the earth and do a good thing. And honestly, it's a really great thing. Lots of YouTubers involved. Lots of people are sharing this around. They've raised a lot of money. They've planted over 6 million trees so far, according to the website. And I do want to encourage everyone else to go check it out as well. So yeah, go plant some trees. And if you feel like it, even give them a name. Martha, George, Tim, Buster, I don't know, name it whatever you want. It's your tree. And now the next thing we're talking about is something that will make you lose a little bit more faith in humanity and the YouTube community in general, and that's because we're talking about RealStream News. Now RealStream News, if you are not aware, I have made videos on them in the past, so feel free to go check those out. I'm not going to be speaking about all this past drama and past scandals involved with. This is a bit separate from all those. But RealStream News, if you're not aware, he is a streamer and YouTuber on this platform with around 10,000 subscribers, and recently, in light of all these Onision accusations, if you're not aware of those, you can check out my videos on the Onision situation. But in light of all those, RealStream News decided to put out some merchandise capitalizing on Onision and his wife slash husband Kai, and how people apparently call him Cry Guy Kai as opposed to Cool Guy Kai, which is the YouTube channel name. And so RealStream News had put Kai's face on some t-shirts and the RealStream News logo on the back, and I mean, okay, it's not the greatest design ever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's clearly he's just trying to get some money here.
This right here, dude, if you're not souped on merch, you will be after this. Making a whole line about Cool Guy Cry, it's amazing. We got Cool Guy Cry merch here, finally.
Anyway, after this, he went a step further and he posted a second merchandise design. And this design says, as you can see, grooming you nicely. And again, it has the RealStream News logo on the back of it. And now for those of you who are unaware, grooming you nicely was a quote from Kai. And if you're not aware, again, Onision and Kai have recently been caught up in a whole scandal for allegedly grooming underage kids and bringing them up and trying to then get with them, and then allegedly also sleeping with these people that they had been grooming. So there's this whole grooming scandal going on. I mean, even Chris Hansen is talking about this. This is a huge scandal, and it does not look good for Onision or for Kai. And if you ask me, I believe these accusations. I believe what I'm seeing 100%. It does not look good for them. But now there are a lot of people who are upset with RealStream News on social media, saying that what he has done here is exploiting the pain of the victims and stuff, because obviously this is something that Kai said that is kind of poking fun at the victims, grooming you nicely. It's not a very nice thing. RealStream News took to Twitter to say, "I want to apologize, was just trying to meme Kai, not victims. Sorry if my poorly thought out art caused you to be upset." However, people were not taking his apology too seriously because apparently the design actually stayed up. He also said, "So I'm fairly certain I took down the merch. Seriously, I want to apologize to anyone I offended. I was really trying to meme Kai, and I owe Onision and Kai's victims an apology. That was not what I was going for at all. It was definitely in poor taste. Never really actually sold merch or ever thought what is right or wrong to put on merch. But in retrospect, it was dumb as hell. This will never happen again." And now as far as all that goes, I think there was a little bit of confusion here. Some people were saying, oh, well, the design is still up. The design that did stay up was the Cry Guy Kai design. The other design does seem to have been taken down. However, there are some inconsistencies in what RealStream News is also saying in this apology. He's talking in this apology about how he's never really sold merch before. That's just completely not true. I mean, it was maybe about a year ago. I had a little bit of a back and forth with him on Twitter saying I didn't think his merch was that good of a design. He was selling it. He had sold some hoodies and different RealStream News staff labeled things. I mean, there were actually people buying merch from him maybe maybe about a year ago. I remember these specific instances, so I don't know what he's trying to say there. That's just a flat out lie. He's also saying about how he thinks he needs to apologise and all the rest of it, but meanwhile there were some DMs that came out between him and Regina, and if you're unaware, Regina was someone who was a bit of a victim on Onision's forums and stuff like that. I will be talking about Onision's forums in a future video, so stay tuned for that, because I have a lot of experience in that area and I do want to share all of that. But in these leaked DMs you can see here RealStream News sending her the message, "You know what's gross actually? How people don't understand it was a meme merch and nothing serious, and it is down the listing just doesn't go down. What's gross is Sarah tweeting me like that when I've always had her best interest at heart, was literally one of the first to recognise her situation and support, and she decides to tweet that. Clearly you all need a refresher on the history. I'm done with you SJWX Onion fans." So clearly what RealStream News is saying in the DMs is completely different from what he was saying publicly. Anyway, I think the main issue people have here is that he was clearly trying to make money out of other people. He was trying to take these victims and something that happened to them, and he was then trying to turn that into a money-making scheme for himself. I mean, I personally wouldn't have an issue if he just posted an image and it was a little bit of a joke. I mean, you could argue that it's in poor taste and he shouldn't do that. That I'm not too concerned about. What I'm concerned about is that he's actually trying to exploit it and use it to make money. That's where I get a bit disgusted with the whole thing. But I'm going to stop talking about RealStream News now because, as you may or may not be aware, I really don't like the guy, and the more I talk about him, the less easy I find it to be unbiased. So if you want to hear more about RealStream News, please check out my other videos on him. But until then, I'm moving on. So our next story is also not a very good one, and it is about FaZe Rain, who is one of the owners of the popular organisation FaZe Clan. And now what's happening with FaZe Rain is just the other day, he got on Twitter and he essentially had this massive breakdown, posting a bunch of tweets about his situation. I'm going to read a couple of those to you now. "This has never been for attention. If that's what I wanted, I could have moved back to LA and been fake friends with everyone for clout like everyone already does. When I tell people I don't want to be alive anymore, everyone and their mother just tells me the opposite. You should be here, this, that, and the other. Well, what if I don't want to? That's my problem. I don't need help. I'm not crazy. I just bounce back and forth waiting to die desperately and being okay with waiting until my time comes. Is it not possible that life just isn't for me anymore? I know everything I need to know. I've experienced everything I wanted to experience. I just don't want a part of this anymore, and when I say that, I'm automatically crazy. For not wanting what you want, I'm crazy. The way I perceive information is so effing stressful for me day in and day out. Living is a chore, it's not easy. No matter what money or objects I have, it's the inside that's truly destroyed. I have the best parents, best dog, my girlfriend unconditionally loves me no matter what, would do anything for me, some good friends and any material I want. I don't lack anything like that. I just still don't want this life. I can't express that enough. Now, if I told a doctor that, 72 hours involuntary hold where they, in my experiences, treat you like a prisoner and you don't make progress, you just lie to them so they let you out. Those places are evil. Stop telling me to get help. They won't. Or put me on crazy drugs that will make you a robot and the same as everyone else. That crap's wild. Those places are evil, 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 but if I publicly talk about how I feel, that's where I will get sent, to help me. You gotta understand, what we have in our lives doesn't determine what we think in our brains. Having 10 cars and 3 homes might fulfill your brain completely, but you can't assume that's everyone. We all value different crap. All I ever wanted was to be truly cared about. What did I get instead? Fake care, fake love from all of you effing losers that just wanted crap out of me. Opportunity out of me. Money out of me. Well, guess what? You got it. Fat FaZe Rain would beat the F out of me right now. Someone I knew went through something similar as me. When he needed me, I was always there. Went out of the way to visit him and bring him stuff in a facility. Spent hours and hours talking with him. Now that I've needed the same help, he's been nowhere to be found. End of the day, this is no one's fault but my own. Sorry I let every human I ever met down. Good effing bye. Now obviously all of that's a lot to process. Clearly the guy seems to have a lot of issues going on, and hopefully he can get those resolved. I mean, there's a lot to dive into there. I don't even know where I would start. I'm not going to make any speculations. There are some people who think they know who he was talking about when he said that he needed help and he gave this friend a lot of help, but then when he was needing the help, the guy was nowhere to be found. People are speculating that this could have been FaZe Banks, but I can neither confirm nor deny this at this point. But the next day, FaZe Rain got on his Twitter and said, "Think my Twitter got hacked, WTF." And so that has made a lot of people think that, okay, maybe it was a bit of a false alarm. He was only just having maybe a little bit of a depressing moment, a bit of a vent, a bit of a rant. Maybe he didn't really mean what he was saying. Things, at least for the time being, seemed to be a little bit better. We kind of avoided the crisis of him suddenly just disappearing and potentially offing himself. I mean, for a lot of people, myself included, I was looking at this as maybe another Etika-like situation, and if you remember that was a horrible situation where Etika posted a video saying a lot of the same things that FaZe Rain was saying there, very similar things, very similar in tone, and Etika said that in his video, and then he just said, goodbye, I'm going to go off myself, and he disappeared, and to me that was very, very similar. But fortunately, it does appear that FaZe Rain is okay. Hopefully, he does get the help that he needs if he does need help. But for the time being, we're just going to have to wait and see how this story unfolds. And the final thing we're talking about today is Trisha Paytas on H3H3 podcast. Now, you may remember from a previous video where I spoke about Trisha Paytas making a video where she came out as transgender, and that video was received with a lot of backlash. People saying that she was being absolutely disgusting, she was exploiting the transgender community for views and for money and all the rest of it. Now, since then, Trisha Paytas has claimed over and over again she was being sincere. She's been 100% serious in this video. She said it on TV, she said it to doctors, she said it to so many people. It's been her thing that she didn't have any ads on the video, it was completely demonetized by her, and that she was being serious, and that's why there were no ads on it. However, she was just on the H3 podcast, and oh boy, Ethan Klein did not go lightly on her. Anytime he smelled a little hint of bullcrap, he just jumped right on her, and that is where we get the following clip.
The trans video has over 3 million views. Many people are claiming that you do that in part for YouTube revenue. Is that true?
No, because YouTube doesn't monetize like LGBTQ plus videos. Like if you talk about it, they don't put ads on it. Also, I demonetize any of my scandal videos.
I'm just saying you are definitely making money on it. You are. I know how YouTube works.
What's the app called? What's the app thing?
Download YouTube Creator Studio.
But then I have to
you
put my
don't.
password.
No, you don't. It uses your YouTube credentials.
My YouTube credentials.
Yes.
Just on my phone.
On your phone. Because you were even on the doctors on television saying, "Oh, I don't even make money from that video."
Yeah.
But you do.
I don't. I'm going to show you. I don't. I make no money off AdSense.
Click your main channel.
Okay.
Okay, you're in.
Oh
so
my gosh.
now, okay. Now go to that video.
How do I do? You do it.
Okay, I'm not gonna, I'm not trying to expose anything that's private, but
it's all demonetized.
Hold on. Where is it? Apology, and then it's coming up regarding I am transgender. 3 million views, green icon, monetized, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how much money she made. She made $8,000 from that video.
Wait, you have to cut that because YouTube will literally take away my monetization. You can't say how much you make.
That's also an urban legend.
So as you just saw, Ethan Klein exposed Trisha Paytas, proving to everyone that Trisha is in fact a liar. She is in fact making money off of this video. In fact, she had made $8 grand at the time of that podcast. At the time of that podcast, Trisha Paytas had made $8 grand off of her coming out as trans video, and that is absolutely insane. She's making all this money pretending that she's not, pretending she's being sincere, and I think that tells you all you need to know about Trisha, and that's where I'm actually going to stop that story. And that's also where I'm going to end today's video. So please make sure to tell me what you think about any of the stories we talked about today in those comments down below. Make sure to check out the links in the description down below. Make sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, leave a like on the video, and until next time, my name is Rag Reynolds. This was Medium Rare, and you are welcome, society.